Hey, what is going on, everybody? It is Nolan, or the Optimistic Gamer here, and welcome back to the Optimistic Survival series. Today, we are going to be expanding our sugarcane farm a little bit. If you will remember from the last episode, we built a creeper farm near spawn. Today, we are working on a sugarcane farm to boost our output of firework rockets. So we are going to be working on that, but before I dig into that, I want to do some mob proofing around our little valley here, because I have had a few encounters now where I almost got blown up by creepers, and there was unfortunately one instance where it almost happened right next to our bee farm right there, and that would have been an absolute disaster. So we are going to work on avoiding that, so I need to make a bunch of torches, and we will get those placed around the valley here. And it's not going to be anything fancy, it's just going to be to prevent mob spawns nearby where the mobs might pathfind to us and try to attack. Zombies I'm not too concerned about. The big one is creepers, because I always wake up in the morning, there is a handful of creepers around, and I always manage to miss one or two of them. They sneak up behind me and they wreak havoc on us. So we're going to work on preventing that a little bit. Also, to give you an update on my path project, which I have slowly but surely been working on, it is carved out, for the most part, all the way over to this valley right over here. So I kind of forked it off because I knew I wanted to have a very large suspension bridge right here going across. And over on this side, well, there's not really any canyon or anything, so it's just going to kind of dip down and then go back up. That will be the primary path to the village, but in terms of having a path maybe to spawn or something like that, this will serve as a better option, maybe even getting over to the Cherry Grove biome, or we could have a second bridge from right over here. And then over here on this side as well, the path is completely carved out all the way to the XP farm, or more our former XP farm. We don't really use that for XP anymore, but that is carved out all the way to there. And again, this will also fork off over towards the boathouse, which we have not actually been to in a while. Maybe we will head back there at the end of today's episode. Alright, I believe I've done a fairly decent job getting everything lit up. Of course, we will not know for sure until the sun sets. But it's time now to shift our focus to the sugarcane farm, which will be sort of a multi-cell sugarcane farm and extend underground rather than above ground, just because it's going to take up a lot of space for us. We're going to leave this one for now. We may salvage some parts from it, specifically the observers and pistons, but for now it's just going to stay put right here. We are going to optimize the new sugarcane farm a little bit. Like I said, it's going to have multiple cells, so multiple rows, and, well, speak the devil, there it goes. And you can see why this needs to be optimized. The minecart, because I know I still haven't fixed it, I've talked about this, but the redstone signal all the way down there, when that triggers, it doesn't make it all the way to the end to send the minecart down, but we are not going to let that sugarcane go to waste, so we are just going to get in here, wreck that a little bit, give the minecart a little nudge, there we go, and we will just fill those blocks back in. So for this design today, I am actually not basing it off of any specific design I found online, just kind of a culmination of designs I've seen in the past, plus perhaps my own spin on things. There is something I would like to try with this farm, just to, again, optimize the output of it. But we will see how that goes. So I believe for the observers, is it stone or cobblestone? Looks like it is cobblestone, which actually, I think that's good for us. I did a lot, oh wait, no, that's not good for, no, that is good for us. I did a lot of mining since the last episode. I just have this long tunnel underground. I'll show you when we go down there in a minute. And I've just been digging back and forth in that tunnel, and then I just dug a deep hole all the way down to the deep slate layers. So that's where I've sourced all of this stone, because again, the path, well, it's not going to build itself. So we'll just make a handful of observers. I'm going to need even more than that. I would like to have it 64 blocks long, plus either 2 or 4 cells. I'm thinking 4 cells, but again, that's just in my head. I don't know if this design will actually work. So again, it's just going to be trial and error today, but I do need a lot of observers to get this done. So there's 2 stacks of observers, and now we just need some pistons, which again is quite a bit of cobblestone. I didn't think I'd be using so much cobblestone so quickly. I'm gonna already need to go get some more of that. And yeah, I'm gonna be completely out. That is fantastic. Of course, our problem as of recent has been our wood situation. Luckily for us, we have a quick and easy fix for that. So we'll go ahead and make a handful of pistons, and what am I missing? Iron. That is not a problem for us, as you may know. There we go, there's a stack of pistons plus the one that we already had, and that again is going to completely use up all of our cobblestone. We will need to get some more of that, but we will just make do with what we have for now. So I will also need quite a bit of redstone. We will need maybe some levers and buttons perhaps, and we'll start with a test design above ground just to see how that goes. Maybe right up here I want to find a nice flat space. This is perfect for us. Actually, I'm thinking I might need a little bit more room, but what I can also do is just get rid of this dirt patch right here, since we will probably get rid of it in the future anyway. I'm still working on leveling this down. I haven't really done too much with it because I'm not exactly sure how I want this to look yet, but again, that's just something we will have to wait and see on. Maybe we will have some sort of wool farm or something like that, just to tie in with both the industrial and the barn feel. And that gives us quite a bit more space to work with. So we are going to start with some water buckets, just placed down in a row right here. There we go. And then on top of the dirt right here, we will do sugarcane. And on top of the water, we will do spruce planks. I'm just going to make this an even 8 blocks for us. So it's just going to be a standard design as what we would expect it to be. So just blocks and then pistons going across the bottom here and observers going across the top, just like this. Of course, the observers have to power the pistons. So far everything is identical to our farm down there. Nothing to it. Now, where we are going to add a little variation in this is by having a second cell either right here or here, but I'm thinking right here would actually be a pretty good spot for that, because what I'm thinking is we will have the minecart rail go down, loop at the very end, and come back. And I think that will work just fine for us. So we will have another trench right here. So if we did something like this and we took a little bit more sugarcane, placed that across this side, and do the exact same thing as before, blocks on top of the water, pistons on top of those blocks, observers on top of the pistons. The only issue I could think that we would run into this is if both of these pistons fire at the same time, although no, that wouldn't cause any issues. They would just touch in the middle. They wouldn't actually push something away from one side or the other. So I think this will work for us. This will kind of be our base design that we will go off of. It's very compact, which I like, and it's easy to build, and it doesn't require glass or any blocks down the middle. It utilizes either side as the walls, the barrier, if you will, versus this one we have that row of glass. And if we built this one more block over, we would have to have a row of solid blocks going down the middle. So this is going to cut down on our resources. So now it's just a matter of figuring out the track system, which shouldn't be too difficult for us. I'm just going to dig out a large region underneath this area right here, just so we can get an idea, get a sense of how this will look. And of course, the water is under those blocks right there, so we just have to be careful of that. So these are the blocks where the track system will run. When we build this, we need to make sure that we do the rails first, because the water, I can't get under here now to access the track from the side because of the water that is above there. So we're going to have to kind of crawl into that 1 block gap to place the tracks for now. But really, it's just going to be simple again. It's going to be on a powered rail, a minecart hopper on a powered rail, just go all the way down, turn, come back. What we need to work on is the collection mechanism, which I have seen a design that I really like for that. I'm going to see if I can remember how to replicate that build. And it's actually a pretty incredible design from what I can recall. We're going to make a couple of them, and it's basically a stop mechanism for the minecart. When it detects items, a piston fires a redstone block over a fence gate, which traps the minecart over a chest, and it can empty, and then when it is empty, it will send the minecart back, and it will just keep going on that system until it is finished, or until it is full, I should say. So we're going to need to make a couple comparators, and we will need a sticky piston as well, but we don't need that until we actually build the final farm. For now, I will just stick with this. Of course, we know where I don't even know that we have slime or not, but we know where the swamp is, and we can get there pretty quickly. So the way this will work is we will have the hopper, which will be right here, and then the chest, which we will do with this dirt right here. The powered rail will go up to the top. It will hit an upside down stair, if I'm not mistaken, although I don't believe that works. I think the chest is actually below the hopper so that we can have a block right there. So the chest will be down below. That will look something like this. The comparator detects items inside of the hopper. So I forget which way we place this, and excuse me, I am not the best at redstone, but I am learning. So we put the comparator there, and if I recall correctly, a block right here, a redstone torch, and a redstone dust. I could be totally wrong on this, but I don't know, I feel like this is correct. And then we will place the piston up top. We will put a redstone block on it. And the fence gate, the last item of this, will be a fence gate right here above this rail. And that will be open. When the redstone block fires and the piston is powered, it will close that fence gate and should take care of everything. Although this part right here, I'm a little skeptical on that. I think we're actually going to have to test this, but I do sense that I am very close. So let me go grab a hopper, a minecart, and we will test that out. So we will have the chest again placed underneath the hopper, which will be this block right here. On top of that hopper will be the powered rail, and we can actually turn this on and off by flicking the powered rail, or no, we flick the piston on, which will keep the fence gate closed, which I also need to grab a fence gate. So the fence gate goes on top of that rail, and right now it's closed. The piston would be pulled in, and the hopper minecart would be unloading all of its items. So we'll go ahead and fill this up with a lot of items, just like this, shove it up to the hopper, and of course, right now the piston would be retracted. I don't think I placed this comparator correctly. Let me try turning it around the other way. Well, maybe not. We'll see if we are even getting a redstone signal out of it. Not this way, so I think I was right. So place it like that. Well, no, that's not working either. The hopper is draining items, so I'm not sure why it's not detecting the items that are in there. Maybe I have to flick it on. Nope. Interesting. Alright, well I think I'm gonna have to give in and check the build that I saw on this online. I'll be right back. Well, I believe I have figured it out. So I was missing, the main key element I was missing was the redstone repeater, but I found a much simpler design which just, instead of using a piston and a fence gate, it just turns off this rail right here whenever there are items going through this hopper. So we will place down, going this way, the redstone comparator, and then we put a block right behind it. Yep, and then I've got this. A block on top, block behind it, and then we do a redstone repeater going into that block, a block right behind that repeater, and one more redstone torch. When we do that, the rail will turn on. So this will run as long as there are no items in this hopper. As soon as we put items in there, it turns off, those empty into the chest, and then as soon as it is empty, the rail turns back on and the minecart will continue. So a lot simpler than using a piston for sure. We save on the resources as well. Definitely a lot simpler than what I was trying to do, but I would not have been able to figure that out on my own. So now it's time to transfer this design underground. So it looks like it is 6 blocks wide by 6 blocks tall. So that's easy enough, a 6x6 hole in the ground. Like I said, very compact, and it will be 64 blocks long. But what I might do, instead of going 32 and 32, although I might start with that, actually, I'm going to have a cell going this way and this way. But yeah, I think I might do 32 and 32. Of course, then I'll have to travel a little bit for the mechanism. Anyway, I still can't believe I haven't put stairs in here. It's episode 33, and we are still banging our head on the roof of our staircase as we go down. But I talked about a tunnel where I've been sourcing my stone. This is that tunnel. And there is a giant 8x8 hole that goes all the way down to deep slate at the other end. But we're going to build this a little closer to the surface just so it can stay loaded in. I think right about here would be a good spot for that. I know this is 3x3, I'll expand it, but this is where the sugarcane farm will be. We will have both of those cells and have it running that way as well. And then it's just going to be a repeat copy and paste of that design up top, and once it's done, I will meet you guys right back here and we'll check out our sugarcane automation. Alright, so the slabs are all in place now. The sugarcane will stay contained within in that 2x3 area. The rail is in place. If we send our hopper minecart all the way down there, it should return to us before long. And if that all works as planned and we can fire these pistons, perfect. We should be good to finish up the collection mechanism and be done with this farm. Alright, and with that minecart returning, we are good to go. We'll get a block placed right there that will send the minecart back, and then we can just elevate this a little bit, build a collection mechanism right over here, and be done with this. Oh yeah, I forgot I have a giant hole right here as well. Not a giant hole, not compared to the other 8x8 that I have over on that side, but this was a smaller source of stone initially. So let me just burn this into my mind, and we will take all of these items down with us, including the chest, which had a lot of items in it. Fantastic. We'll just store those in here for now. So we'll go ahead and start with our chest right here. We will get a hopper put into that, and Is that going to give us enough space? Well, I need to fill in these blocks right up here on the side of this. And I think we may actually move the hopper to this far side right there. And then we can turn this, get some more powered rails going up that way, which I put in this shulker box. Although that's not going to work for us either because this needs to be powered unless we have enough energy for the minecart to get all the way up. We should. So we'll go ahead and test that out. If we just have a normal rail right there and then a powered rail up top, it should be enough going around that turn to get up right there. And it looks like it is, and it launched it over a turned off powered rail, so plenty of power there, no concern at all. Right here, we need a block, and then underneath that block will be our comparator. I think it's placed from this side, and then the block right behind it, a redstone repeater on top of here, and a redstone torch on the backside. So now that rail is turned on, the chest is connected to the hopper, and everything should run smoothly. I'm gonna actually go ahead and swap out all of these blocks. We'll get some glass put in right here, and do probably some stone brick everywhere else. I think that would have a very neat finished look to it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that real quick, and this farm should be good to go. In the meantime, we will get the hopper minecart placed down on top of the tracks, and whatever gets harvested should drop right into this chest. So I will see you guys in a few minutes when this is all complete. And it looks like word has gotten out that there's a brand new sugarcane farm. The wandering trader has paid us a visit to see what that is all about, although he is not selling anything that I think we are interested in. Thanks anyway, my friend. But right down here, I am just about finished up with our farm as a whole. I'm getting the glass put in right now, and it doesn't look like we have anything yet. That was just left over from when I was going through placing the stone. I wrecked some sugarcane just to make that a little easier on myself, but I'm just going to finish closing this off right here, and when we go down, we could even wreck, well, there's gravel, that's going to be a mess. We'll leave that how it is for now, and we will place, let's get a crafting table right here. I think that fits in nicely, and how about we stick with the theme that we had going in the old farm? So I'm actually going to move this crafting table. We will place some dark oak logs going up like this, and we will have those going across as well, just for some supports like that. I think that looks nice. We can clear out that wall, get some stone brick in there, and we'll go ahead and clear out this as well. It's going to be a mess, but that's okay. Well, I just heard some of the pistons fire, and we should have some sugarcane coming back in here any second now. I'm just finishing up this wall right here. And here comes the minecart, I believe. Maybe. There it is. And here it comes. And it should stop on the, hey, look at that. We got a little more out of it right at the very end there. And it's going to empty out into the hopper. And then be on its way. 15 sugarcane from that. That is excellent. And it'll go back, pick up the rest of it that it missed on this half. And we are in business with our sugarcane. And this area definitely needs a little bit more work, but it feels slightly more finished than it did before. But I think that is where we are going to leave it for this episode. We now have a sugarcane farm, we have a creeper farm, we are good to go with our firework rockets. In the future, we don't have any worries with that. Oh, and this is what that plot of land looks like without the sugarcane farm right there, so a nice footprint for some kind of build right there, as well as up here, the flat area where we tested our design today. I think what I may end up doing though is, probably extend this path right here to the smelter facility, which, by the way, still needs quite a bit of work on the front. I know that. I haven't gotten around to it quite yet, but I will. Don't worry, it will be a lot nicer looking in the near future. But that path will probably extend over there, and I'm not really sure what we will put right in here. Again, maybe horse stables, maybe a couple smaller buildings. And I also want to turn our starter home here because I don't want to get rid of it. We can't wreck our very first house. I think we will turn this into the entrance into our underground area. And oh no, did the zombies get a hold? Oh no, there he is. Okay, he was just hiding behind his llamas. I thought the zombies may have gotten a hold of our wandering trader there. But I think we will have a cave entrance inside of this house, just so that we don't have this ugly hole in the ground. And the nether portal, well, I'll have to move that as well, or maybe we will leave it there and build something around it. But we have a lot of loose ends to tie up here in the valley, but in the next episode, we actually will be heading back to the village to talk with a cartographer and get a valuable map or two from him. We will just see. But again, that's where I'm going to leave this episode of the Optimistic Survival series. If you did enjoy it and you are looking forward to more just like it, definitely hit that thumbs up button and be sure you are subscribed so you don't miss out on daily content as soon as I publish it. Check the description for some more important information, links, how to contact me, all of that good stuff. And with all that being said, comment, like, subscribe, remember to stay optimistic, and I will see all of you tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Bye.